Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to Menace and the Monk. We are just doing a short live one. We are just doing a little bit of a discussion about Mohammad Salah and Sadio Mane. काफी ज़्यादा लंबा live नहीं करेंगे because we plan to do an extended version of this. So for anyone who does not have the context, what has happened is that there have been some reports that Mohammad Salah was offered a 15% pay rise in his wages, which is obviously not a lot. And he there is some news that he prefers a move to a Premier League club. So that is the news. And with regarding Sadio Mane, uh, hello Vinayak. Regarding Sadio Mane, there is news that there is a deal in place with Bayern Munich, and we just have to agree. The clubs have the discussion should move on to the clubs now. Um, I'm good, yeah, Vinayak. How are you doing? Daksh is here. Daksh, how are you doing, bro? And Nishant says you'll never walk alone. Right. So this is what we are going to talk about in this live. Obviously, we are not going to do a super long one because of the fact that like I said, we will do a long one later on. We'll talk about these things in detail. But this is just some initial reaction. Dave, hi, how are you doing? This is just some initial reaction on the news on what happens. How do we take it? Um, so if you guys have any questions, just put it up in the comment section. We'll talk about it one on one. We'll try to close this off in about half an hour. Let's not make this very long. Hello, Harshvardhan. How are you doing? Um, right. So starting with Sadio Mane. Now Sadio Mane की न्यूज जो आई है वो यार यही है कि सादियो माने ने बोला है कि ही इज लुकिंग फॉर अ फ्रेश चैलेंज. वो अब कहीं और जाके फुटबॉल खेलना चाहता है. बीच में वेजेस की भी बात आई थी. जो भी हो, देखो, एक चीज मैं बोलता हूँ कि जब ये सीजन स्टार्ट हुआ था ना, तभी हमको समझ आ गया था कि इन तीनों को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सटेंशन नहीं मिल. किन तीनों की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं? ऑब्वियसली आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट साला, माने एंड फर्मिनो, द क्लासिक फ्रंट थ्री. तो वो वी न्यू फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट दैट ऑल थ्री ऑफ देम आर नॉट गेटिंग रिन्यूड. Who was most likely to leave? Again, I'm not sure, but who could we get money for is basically Sadio Mane. Now, another important thing is that we have Sadio Mane himself has not said anything regarding leaving. He before before this final, he said that I will make my decision after the final, right? So I think that this might be there is an element of truth to it. There is a tinge of truth to it, 100%. But we should not be deciding now. Nishant is saying, how can he stay over here when Naby Keita and Ox have more wages than him? I how how do we know this is true? I mean, these numbers that get reported on the internet, आपको कैसे पता कि ये नंबर सच है नहीं है? We are a club, एंड ये बार बार प्रूव हुआ है कि वी आर अ क्लब जिसके बारे में जर्नलिस्ट्स को ज्यादा पता नहीं चलता है. So how do we know if these wages that keep getting reported are even true or not, right? So um, I don't know. साला के बारे में बात करेंगे यार. फर्स्ट पहले let's talk about this thing. um, Okay, Sadio to City possible? No, absolutely not. It's not possible. He's not going to City. From what is being reported, there is a deal in agreement with Bayern Munich, and you know what? It makes a little sense because Sadio Mane के जो formative years है ना, he played for Metz and then he plays for Salzburg. Both of them are in the Austrian league, but closer to the Bundesliga. And then he spent his perhaps his formative years looking at up to Bayern as a club. So it makes sense, but let's wait. I'm saying that abhi tak 100%. It looks likely, but abhi tak pura pakka nahi hua hai. Sadiq Bhai is in the chat, and Sadiq Bhai says, uh, Nishant, nobody knows. Nobody knows. That's the thing, right? This is all being reported on the internet, and I don't think if this is even true, right? Where have you read this from? This may not be even 100% true, right? Sadiq Bhai says Hi Nidhi, why not sell Salah and Mane and retool the squad with that cash, especially given you guys have a brilliant scouting system? Sadiq bhai, we will eventually do that. I think you know that's how the club works. That's how we will eventually do it. What I feel is that we cannot lose them both at the same time. Look, the thing is, however, how much ever we love a player, at some point these players will move on, right? And this is, I'm not even saying that Mane will 100% move on. We'll have to wait and see. But some players will move on, and right, and it is bound to happen at some stage. They're all gonna leave at some point. The question is when. So I think that as good as our scouting system is, both we cannot lose both at the same time. That will be too much of a push and pull from everywhere. And the thing is, we cannot fall behind, because there are, if you look around, there is Chelsea, who will be looking to do a much better this thing. There is a lot of Tottenham have gotten top four with Kante. So there is a lot of competition around. We can't afford to take it lightly. So दोनों को साथ में नहीं बेच सकते हैं. I think that what we will have to do is do it in a phased manner. If Sadio Mane is going to leave in this summer, what ideally we could do is, we can look to replace him slowly, right? And the thing is, we have already have Jurgen Klopp, so that's how we'll. Why Bhaskar asks, why can't FSG break the bank and get both Kane and Bellingham? Um, because that's not how this club works, Bhaskar. Um, that's not the model under FSG, right? So, how, if we do get Kane, let's assume for a second that we do go ahead and get Kane. We've just last season we've offered contracts to Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, Fabinho. Why do you think they will not come and ask for more money? They will come and keep asking, right? So the answer to your question is that we can't do that, because our club has a certain structure. We don't have that kind of money that we will offer 100 million for Kane and 100 million for Bellingham. We can't do that. That's the reality. Okay. Sadiq Bhai again says, but with Jota and Diaz, their values are at peak now. Now there will be a better time. Yes, yes, but see, Sadiq bhai, we don't go and spend like that, but that doesn't mean we have to necessarily sell these guys for even if we don't want to, right? Um, so that's the reason. Um, if Mane leaves, do you think Diaz is a good replacement, or you need someone else? I think that Diaz has pretty much replaced Sadio Mane on the left wing. Even if Mane ends up staying, I don't think Mane is getting that left wing spot back anytime soon. I think what's going to happen, and I this is just speculation. This is not something that I know, or 100% is going to happen. I think what might end up happening is that we will have Luis Diaz play on the left wing. Jota goes central, and I think that we will go for someone um, uh, young in the striker role. That's what I feel. Guys, is it buffering? Is it just F drag, or anyone else also? So let me know in the comment section. Nish, one of our regulars, he says, out of the OG front three, I rather see Mane go first, as Salah is still firing and hard to see Bobby go. Let Mane go in decent money, and that on someone like Nunes. Um, Possible. This is what I was saying, Yarnish. See, that is definitely possible, and I think that is what is going to end up happening, right? तो स्ट्राइकर की जरूरत है या नहीं है, वो तो क्लॉप डिसाइड करेगा. But I think that we will, and the reports are that we will go for a striker profile and not exactly a wide player. That's the report. So yeah. Um, Van Dijk may come and say, "Remember your defense before me." Allison may also say. So it's not about you saying that like that. But uh, I agree with this, yeah, Liverbird. Yeah, पॉसिबल है कि मतलब people have to move on. People have to not move on. Sorry, what am I talking about? People will may ask for more money, looking at someone who's just come in and getting so much, right? um, डियाज के आने से जोटा का काम गेम बिगड़ा है, गेम नहीं बिगड़ा है यार, उसका पोजीशन चेंज हुआ है. जोटा हैज नॉट, एंड वो डियाज के आने से नहीं हुआ है, दैट वो हुआ है बिकॉज माने थोड़ा सेंट्रल खेलने लग गया है. बट जोटा स्टिल हैज स्कोर्ड लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ गोल्स ये सीजन में, तो हमको थोड़ा टाइम देना चाहिए. जोटा अभी भी बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर है, हमारा प्लेयर है, एंड वी कैन प्ले. If Mane leaves, we should bid for Lewandowski as Barca are financially ill. Diaz has great skills, but physical is the. देखिए यार, देखो एक बात, डियाज को ना आके 4 महीने हुए हैं, तो थोड़ा सा मतलब, एंड स्टिल ही स्कोर्ड those many goals, right? So the thing is that we have to wait for him to have a pre-season at least at Liverpool. That is very very important. Secondly, about Lewandowski, see, like मैंने कल के लाइव में भी बोला था, I absolutely love Robert Lewandowski, but Robert Lewandowski is not the kind of signing that we will make. That's just the reality, right? I think he also has his heart set on Barcelona, so I don't see that happening, right? Although I would absolutely love to see. um, Firmino and Keita have to move on. I don't agree with this necessarily, because Firmino, even he, I think Firmino understands that his role is going to be reduced from next season. I think he already understands that. केटा यार, सी, केटा को तब नहीं बेचा क्लॉप ने जब वो पूरा पूरा सीजन मिस करता था, तो ये सीजन तो उसने अच्छा खेला है. दैट लिंक विद पीएसजी, पर्सनली आई थिंक इज जस्ट पेपर टॉक. आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज एनी रियलिटी इन दैट. So I don't agree with this focal point. I think that both these players are very much needed throughout the next season. So I don't. Keita definitely not. I don't think so. Um, Kartikeya says, Nidhi bhai, if Mo is going at the end of his contract, why not cash his contract? See, the thing is, yaar, players ko bechna humko utna. First of all, someone has to come in with a certain amount of money for him, for us to be able to sell Mo Salah. That is number one. Secondly, we have to think, okay, if we have to look, अभी चैंपियंस लीग फाइनल खत्म हो गए, एक हफ्ता भी नहीं हुआ है. These players are on their holiday most probably. अभी they will come back. They will have a pre-season during which there will be talks. We will then understand कहाँ पे क्या है, क्या होने वाला है, एंड उसके बाद हम डिसाइड करेंगे. ये अभी what we as fans need to understand is काफी सारी चीजें जो अभी आती हैं वो पेपर टॉक हो सकता है. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल साला का जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, या फिर साला का जो न्यूज है कि ही इज ओपन टू गोइंग टू अ राइवल, दैट आई थिंक इज हिज एजेंट पुशिंग द एजेंडा. आई एम personally, I'm 100% sure that Salah has not said that, or he is not of that mindset. I think it's just paper talk, and his agent, we know his agent is a trouble creator. So 100%, I तो वो हमको थोड़ा समझने की जरूरत पड़ेगी as fans. So थोड़ा सा we need to understand. Nidhi bhai, do you think we'll go for someone like a Bowen or Danjuma as Mane replacement? Bellingham would be the dream. Hi everyone, I totally agree. I love Jude Bellingham. I think Bellingham would be absolutely brilliant. But बात वो है कि यार देख, बेलिंगम ना अभी वो कैटेगरी में पहुंच गया है जहां पे हमको उसके लिए 100 मिलियन देना पड़ेगा, और 100 मिलियन हम देंगे नहीं, है ना? तो वो सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. देखते हैं क्या होता है, वो सबसे बड़ी बात है. Liver Bird says we can't just sell players; they also have to agree to go. 100%. See, this is what it is. Salah ने बोला भी था कि I am not looking to leave. Next season I'm playing here 100%. So if even if you want to sell, if Salah says no, I want to stay next season and play, he has a contract at Liverpool. We can't force him to leave, right? This was also done. this pre-season where Origi के बारे में काफी बात हुई थी कि Origi को क्यों नहीं बेच रहे हैं, why are we keeping him? If Origi, मैं ऐसा बोल नहीं रहा हूँ कि ऐसा ही हुआ होगा, but मान लो कि there is a discussion and Origi says that you know what, I have a contract here and I want to stay. You have to honor that. What are you going to do? We cannot, we cannot just say, no, you have to go. We are not a club like that, right? Manav says, thoughts on Martin Terrier linked to Liverpool. Decent season with Rennes, where he is ready for Premier League's physicality. League One is a lot less physical. Yeah, see, I have not seen. I don't watch the French league. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and say कि यार बहुत अच्छा player और मुझे बहुत कुछ पता है उसके बारे में. But I don't know about this player at all. That's the honest truth. However, if Klopp thinks that he's good enough, he's good enough. That's all I can say at this particular point in time. I don't, मेरे को पता नहीं यार ये player के बारे में. डोंट यार, लेगेसी एग्जैक्टली वही मैं बोल रहा था कि ये हमको 100% पता नहीं है कि माने इज श्योरली गोइंग टू लीव, या उसने ऐसा कुछ स्टेटमेंट दिया है कि कर ही देंगे, जाना ही है मुझे, बट ऐसा नहीं है. बट देखना पड़ेगा. इट लुक्स लाइकली से ज्यादा इट लुक्स प्रोबेबल दैट सादियो माने शायद छोड़ के जा सकता है, बट देखना पड़ेगा. Why do players like Haaland and Mbappe at this age go for money? यार साहिल, पता है ये हम लोग काफी ज्यादा बोलते हैं कि मनी इज, यू शुड गो फॉर ग्लोरी एंड ऑल दैट. सी यार देखो, वी ऑल वर्क फॉर मनी, राइट? जिस लेवल का पैसा पीएसजी ने ऑफर किया एम्बापे को, किसी का भी दिमाग घूम जाएगा. That's the reality, right? You can see these people have, again, I'm not advocating players playing for money, purely money, but ये जो players हैं इनका जो करियर होता है वो बहुत लंबा नहीं होता है. So they have to make sure that they play at the highest level and get the highest money. So why do they go for money? इसका आंसर मैं शायद नहीं दे पाऊँ, but देखो यार, everybody works for money, and the kind of money that Mbappe especially got, it's very hard to say no to that kind of money. Let's be honest, right? um, Nish says we have broken heavy price tag ceiling when we need Virgil van Dijk, Ali. I won't be surprised if we go for Bellingham as a long-term solution of Endo, Thiago. Yes, that is possible. That is indeed possible, यार Nish. कर सकते हैं, but देखना पड़ेगा. Syed says, I heard Klopp spoke personally with Chouamini, but it's too late because Real Madrid are so in need that they're doing his medical and his national duty to France. भाई पता नहीं है, देखो चुआमिनी का तो मुझे नहीं पता है. Pogba is a free agent. Maybe I'm saying it again, but maybe it's a free as नहीं, प्लीज नहीं. ये मैं हाथ जोड़ रहा हूँ आपसे. पॉगबा नहीं चाहिए. एक होगा उसमें टैलेंट, उसमें बहुत कुछ होगा, बट पॉगबा एट लिवरपूल एब्सोल्युटली नॉट. इट्स one thing that you need to know about Jurgen Klopp is that even if Pogba was given to him for free, which is right now the case, Jurgen Klopp is never signing Pogba, and I don't want to see Pogba at Liverpool. He's I know he's talented, I know he's all that, but नहीं होने वाला है. पॉगबा मुझे चाहिए भी नहीं, हमको साइन भी नहीं करना चाहिए, बिल्कुल नहीं. Liverpool will definitely sign someone with a lot less money and deadly scoring ability. For example, maybe Jonathan David or Skamaka. यार so संकेत यार, वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि what I think we might look at doing is that if Mane leaves, what we might look at doing is that we play Luis Diaz on the left wing and we look for a striker profile. And frankly, if you read about this, that has been the sort of murmurs for a long time. So ये possible है यार, you're right here. Who would you like to see at Liverpool next season? I would like to see, number one, a backup to Trent. That's number one. I would like to see a midfielder come in because I think that we are a little short in the middle of the park. Thiago is injury prone. Henderson, Milner are both 30 plus. Milner to 35 हो जाएगा ये season. 37 I think, not even 35, right? Um, these are the two number one most important things, and I think we will also look to sign a striker. These are these are the profiles that I would personally go for. These are the kind of things I would like to go for. Milner as striker. Hi Pranav. Manav is asking thoughts on Corentin Tolisso linked to Liverpool could be a good candidate with the number 8 role. Would be he holds a यार बहुत इंजरी प्रोन है यार मानव. प्रॉब्लम उसके साथ वही है कि टोलिसो एक टाइम पे ही वाज वेरी गुड बट I don't see we us signing Tolisso at all. Almighty Sports Ankit is in the chat. He says, "Hi Nidhi, कैसे हो? Hope your trip was good." Trip तो अच्छा था यार, मैच अच्छा नहीं था. लेवेंडोस्की नूनेज में से कौन सा लाइकली लग रहा है? यार देखो, अगर मैं प्योरली प्रोफाइल पे जाऊं तो नूनेज looks more likely, purely because of his age and the price that he will command. Although Lewandowski भी last year of his contract, but I think wages वगैरह सब कुछ मिला के तो वो है. Hope we get the other. बिल्कुल यार. Apart from Salah, we don't have any player who can really play good football in the right wing. So we need to bring a player who can play in the right wing. If Salah next season, they can replace more. यार देखो, मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ. देखो, at some point, भले वो साला हो, भले वो माने हो, भले वो फमीनो हो, and in football, in this situation, यार, at some point, all these players are going to leave. The only question is when, right? So मैं पर्सनली बस ये नहीं चाहता हूँ कि हम ऐसा विंडो हमको देखना मिले अचानक से कि वी हैव टू रिप्लेस बोथ ऑफ देम टुगेदर, राइट? वो नहीं होना चाहिए बेसिकली. तो मतलब डिपेंड करता है. तो इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ, इफ माने लीव्स, वी हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट साला स्टेज एंड ही साइंस अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. 2 साल का भी अगर पड़ रहा है तो लेट मेक हिम साइन दैट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. ये पर्सनली मैं सोचता हूँ. अगेन, आई एम नॉट इन चार्ज एंड आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट this is what exactly this is the only right way, but personally I feel that दोनों साथ में जाएंगे तो बहुत ज्यादा फिर वो बहुत बड़ा ट्रांजिशन हो जाएगा. तो वो मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ. Vivan says, "Why do you think Dembele or Antony are an option, and which midfielder do you prefer? Chouameni is gone and Bellingham too expensive." यार डेम्बेले इज अ वेरी गुड प्लेयर, बट उसका भी वही प्रॉब्लम है यार, जो मैंने अभी टोलिसो के बारे में बोला कि काफी ज्यादा इंजरी प्रोन है. I don't think we can afford a player who's that expensive and that doesn't play. So that's the reason. Although he's a brilliant player. Anthony के बारे में जितना मैंने पढ़ा है, he is a fantastic player. So let's अगर आता है तो अच्छा है. Thank you for the support, यार अंकित. By the way, head over to Almighty Sports and please subscribe करो अंकित के चैनल को भी. Rashika is asking Leva Mane swap deal. As much as I would love to see this happen, I don't see it happening purely because of the profile in which Lewandowski is. We will not have any resale value. I still think Lewandowski is a brilliant footballer, and I would love to come and play for any club in the world. But यार होने नहीं वाला है. क्योंकि his heart is set at a particular club, which is I think Barcelona, and secondly we won't shell we won't sign that kind of a player. Yes, ये reality. Nitish is asking, bro, what's the biggest quality of Klopp? Yeah, there are a lot of qualities in Klopp, but I think his biggest is that he can go to a club and revive it, and he can pick up projects which are very challenging and put them on the top. So while somebody outsider might see only one Premier League and only one Champions League, he's put us in that bracket from where वो ज़्यादा important है. He is I think there are very few managers in the world जिनके बारे में complete consensus है. And I think Pep and Klopp are perhaps the two managers जिनके बारे में complete consensus है. एंचेलोटी के बारे में भी जब ये सीजन शुरू हुआ था तो काफी लोग बहुत कुछ बोल रहे थे, राइट? एंड यू नो वो चेंज होता रहता है. आई थिंक ही इज अ गाय हु कैन गेट, और भी मैनेजर्स हैं, मे बी आई एम श्योर आई एम फॉरगेटिंग, बट यू नो ही इज वन ऑफ दोज फ्यू मैनेजर्स इन द वर्ल्ड जहाँ पे जिसके बारे में there is no doubt in fans mind. All of us love him. He's loved all across the world, across all fan bases across the Liverpool fan base, I think. So that's the biggest quality. He can see. Here's the difference, which I think which is there between Pep and Klopp. Pep के जो instructions होते हैं ना, they are very specific, and you need a player with a certain intelligence level, certain skill level to uh, to carry out those instructions. And to his credit, Pep ने हमेशा openly बोला है ये कि I need a player which is at a certain level for the kind of football that I want to play, right? क्लॉप का एडवांटेज ये है कि क्लॉप कैन take a player who is probably two notches below a world class player and get him to play as close to a world class level as possible. अगर आप प्योरली टैक्टिकल इसकी बात करोगे ना, तो पेप का स्टाइल इज मोर डेडली. ही इज बेटर देयर. मतलब बेसिकली कि मतलब पेप का क्या है कि पास 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 पास, कट इनसाइड, स्कोर, शूट, स्कोर, राइट? टू अ सर्टेन एक्सटेंट यू कांट स्टॉप दैट, राइट? एंड देन but Klopp ka is more intensity, and this is not to say कि Klopp को tactics is not Klopp's, वो नहीं कर सकता है, but I think Pep is more of a tactical manager. Klopp is more of an intensity pressing, that kind of a manager. So, and to his credit, Pep has always accepted that. तो वो I think is the biggest difference. But दोनों brilliant managers. We are lucky to see them play both, see them both, fight it out in the league together. Chalo, abhi with that out of the picture, this thing, we'll take some questions. Nidhi Bhaiya, as a Man City fan, I wish Pep becomes a bit more pragmatic this season. We are too bookish at times. यार मानो तुम लोग यार 4 में से 5 प्रीमियर लीग टाइटल जीते हो, कैसे कंप्लेन कर सकते हो यार? देखो, सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि सी डर्टी फुटबॉल हमको थोड़ा सा ट्रेलर देखने को मिला था. डर्टी फुटबॉल नहीं, बट हमको थोड़ा देखने को मिला था कि डर्टी फुटबॉल को काउंटर पेप ने पहली बार किया अगेंस्ट एथलेटिको. तो आई थिंक दैट पेप का स्टाइल ही वही है यार. इफ यू लिसन टू हिम स्पीक, that's how he plays. That's the kind of, हम बहुत बार हम लोग बोलते हैं कि ये कर लो, क्लॉप को बोलते हैं कि प्ले दिस प्ले दैट, बट यार देखो, हर मैनेजर का ना एक डीएनए होता है. दे चेंज. फॉर एग्जांपल, हमने भी, अब देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स अबाउट क्लॉप, जस्ट प्रेस. यस, वी प्रेस, दैट्स आवर कोर, दैट्स द इंटेंसिटी प्रेसिंग, दैट्स आवर कोर strength or our core tactic to play. But we've also changed. We've gone more of build up, especially from 2019 onwards. We've gone for a little bit of build up than just pace and power, which is what we were in the first 3 years of Klopp. So managers also evolve, right? What's in store for Elliot this season? I think Elliot is going to feature a lot more this season. I think Elliot is going to, for his sake, and and different players that come on, I hope that Pep, देखो अभी मैं इतना पेप के बारे में बात किया, मैं फिर से पेप बोल रहा हूँ. I hope that for his sake, Fabio Carvalho, we go deep into the cup competitions, because we will need to give these players minutes, and that is where I think we can give them minutes. Which academy player impressed you the most? For me, it was Tyler Morton. The academy player that impressed me most, was Tyler Morton. Is definitely one of the names. I think that in the little game time that he got, Kate Gordon was also really good. तो वो भी था अच्छा. And then we had a few, Elijah Bonner, he played a few games. So academy अच्छी है यार अपनी. Obviously not all of them will turn out to be absolutely world class players, but academy are after a long time, it looks like our academy has some real talent in there. uh, Son to LFC again, yeah. As much as I would love to see this, I don't think it is going to happen. पहला तो आपको डैनियल लेवी के साथ यू विल हैव टू negotiate, which is a big task in itself. वो नहीं होने वाला है. Secondly, the kind of money that we will have to pay for Son, he's just signed a contract, so Spurs are not in any need to sell. तो बहुत बड़ा मुश्किल है यार सॉन को साइन करना. आई लव यूंगमिंग सॉन, बट I don't see this happening because of how just how complicated this particular thing is. ये बड़ा मुश्किल है होना. um, this is a good question here. Now that Jurgen Klopp is asking, now that the season is over, which was your favorite match this season? अरे यार, ये इसका आंसर तो यार देखो थोड़ा सिंपल है. इन टर्म्स ऑफ रिजल्ट्स इट वाज द गेम एट ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड, बिकॉज ऑफ द sheer domination that we had in that game. I think we could have easily scored 8 9, perhaps more. I genuinely think in the second half we took the foot off the gas. So that's my favorite match this season. एक मैच थोड़ा अंडररेटेड है, बट बताऊं मुझे, द लीग कप गेम अगेंस्ट लेस्टर, that was also another brilliant game. That was like इतना हमने फाइट किया, गेम में वापस आए, बहुत ही अच्छा गेम था यार. एंड इट वाज डन नॉट विथ आवर मेजर प्लेयर्स, तो वो काफी देख के काफी अच्छा लगा. तो ये दो मैं बोलूंगा. Correct. Diaz also plays in the same position, so that is also another reason. Himanshu says Origi is gone. Ox and Mane may also go. Do we? So you need a forward to compete in all competitions. I think यार ये possible है. I think that that is something that we have said in this podcast also repeatedly, that it is likely that we go for someone who is in the striker position, purely because of Diaz taking up that left wing slot so well. Like इतना अच्छा खेल रहा है कि माने को ही सेंट्रल खेलना पड़ गया, तो वो है. तो yeah, by the way, if there are around 66 people watching us, so if you guys have not thoda like kar do stream ko. A lot of times we have a lot of views but we don't have a lot of likes, so thoda like karo. If you've not subscribed to Menace and the Monk, the more you subscribe, the more you like, we are able to put our content in front of more people. तो वो है. Rahul says Nidhi bhai, Klopp in Monaco to meet Chouamini. देख यार राहुल, I know that football में कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. I am aware of all that, but the thing is, Real was in for Chouamini, and from what I read, it was almost done. And Real was ready to pay around 50 million, something like that. But then PSG came in and they were ready to pay a lot more, and then that became the price. I don't think we will get into a bidding war. हमने नहीं किया और हम नहीं करेंगे यहाँ पे, तो वो नहीं होने वाला है. तो मतलब पता नहीं यार, Chouamini तो I think is a one that got away. Let's put it that way. Dhairya says, I love Trent. I think the defensive duties on him don't allow his attacking side to come out. This season I've seen if he's on the defense, he lacks going forward. Why not try him in the mid or wings? देखो यार धैर्या, क्या है ना कि when you play a player like Trent, हमारा जो सिस्टम है प्ले करने का, our attacks, our build-ups originate from the left or the right wings basically. Wings का पता नहीं, but wide areas. If you play Trent in the midfield, you are obviously looking to get the ball to the striker, or at least to go centrally. Then you have to change the way Salah plays. Then you have to change the way Robertson plays. Then you have to change the way our entire team plays. Luis Diaz का game change करना पड़ेगा. Firmino, Jota, जो भी middle में खेल रहा है, उसका game change करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? तो ये, and secondly, it's a it's a myth that Trent cannot defend. He does not defend in certain situations because of the way we play, right? So I'm not saying that he's a world class defender or something. He's a world class right back. Let me put it that way. But ये थोड़ा नहीं यार संकेत, I don't agree with that purely because we have Mohamed Salah on the right wing, right? So and I don't think Trent is a finisher. He's more of someone who can provide. So um, yes, Ronnie. So yes, I know this is what is the news is, but अभी थोड़ा पीएसजी का भी नाम आ रहा है तो देखना पड़ेगा. देख यार ऑनेस्टली, देख यार रॉनी, बात ये है ना कि अभी ये सारे प्लेयर्स हैं छुट्टी पे, तो हमको अभी कुछ नहीं पता कि क्या होगा, राइट? अभी एक चीज अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, दैट नाउ all of these publications, all of these so-called reporters have run out of things to say. सीजन खत्म हो गया है, तो दे विल राइट क्लिक बेटी आर्टिकल्स. तो देखना पड़ेगा कौन कहाँ जा रहा है, किधर खेल रहा है नयूम. Trent was top at defending in the FA Cup final. Not just the FA Cup final, yeah. Trent has a lot of games where he has defended well. So ऐसा है. हाँ, आज माने नहीं आया चैट पे, आज क्लॉप भैया आए हैं. यस निधि भैया, आई एम नॉट सेइंग ही डजंट डिफेंड. ही इज गुड एट द पार्ट ही प्लेज. इफ ही इज इन डिफेंस, he defends well. If he attacks, यार देख, ऑफ कोर्स ही इज ब्रिलियंट गोइंग फॉरवर्ड बिकॉज हमने टीम वैसी सेटअप की है ना, तो हमको चाहिए कि यार वो साला के साथ ओवरलैप करे. ही स्विचेस द प्ले विथ रॉबर्टसन. ही कैन प्रोवाइड दैट बॉल. कितनी बार ऐसा होता है रॉबर्टसन क्रॉस देता है, साला टेक्स अ शॉट. तो वो एक सिस्टम है ना. अभी अचानक से अगर आप ट्रेंड को उठा के मिडफील्ड में डाल दोगे, आपको सबका रोल चेंज करना पड़ेगा. तो वो बात है. विनी जूनियर आ गया चैट में. भाई मेरे को कामा ने बोला उसने चुआमिनी से बात किया है, वो मैड्रिड आ रहा है. ब्रिलियंट यार विनी भाई, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस आपको चैंपियंस लीग पहला जीतने के लिए और चुआमिनी के ट्रांसफर के लिए भी. यार ये अच्छा, ठीक, चल थोड़ा सा बात कर लेते हैं इसके बारे में. देखो यार, हमारा जो जनरेशन है ना, इस पे मैं 2 मिनट बात करूंगा बस. हमारी जो जनरेशन है ना 30+, के हैज़ बीन विथ अस थ्रू आउट. मतलब जब स्कूल में थे तो हमारे स्कूल का फेयरवेल सॉन्ग वाज यारो, राइट? देयर वाज, जब हम कॉलेज में गए तो व्हेन वी हैड आवर फर्स्ट, नॉट जस्ट अस, लाइक हम सब, हमारी जनरेशन, आवर फर्स्ट हार्ट ब्रेक, सो वी वर ऑल कंसोल्ड बाय सच कह रहा है दीवाना. Then if you met someone, then क्या मुझे प्यार है. Then when your mood is like that, you think of things like आवारापन, right? तो यार फेवरेट सॉन्ग बहुत सारे हैं, बट अगर वन सॉन्ग अगर पूछोगे ना, तो मैंने दिल से कहा, दैट इज माय फेवरेट सॉन्ग बाय के. बट के यार, इट्स लाइक यू हैड अ, इट्स टफ टू, आई डोंट नो आप लोग की एज क्या है, आप लोग शायद काफी यंग हो, बट हमारी जो जनरेशन थी ना यार इंडिया में, खास करके जो मतलब इंग्लिश म्यूजिक से तो हम बाद में इंट्रोड्यूस हुए, हमारे लिए के बहुत बड़ी चीज थी यार. तो बहुत मतलब इट जस्ट अफेक्टेड अ लॉट. क्योंकि क्यों मैं बोल रहा हूँ मैंने दिल से कहा ढूंढ लाना खुशी, अगर आप उसके लिरिक्स को सुनो कि शहर भर की खुशी से ये दर्द मेरा भला है, तो यार मतलब इरशाद कामिल एंड, छोड़ो यार मैं इमोशनल हो जाऊंगा, कुछ और बात, फुटबॉल पे वापस आ जाते हैं. कुछ लेवेंडोव्स्की की न्यूज़ बताओ. विल ही गो टू लिवरपूल और बारसा? तो नहीं जाएगा. ला लीगा के सीजन में यार ये सब मुझे नहीं पता यार. मतलब फ्रॉम व्हाट आई नो, he has his heart set on Barcelona and I think he is looking to go there. तो I think, पता नहीं यार, I ऐसा बोला है क्या ला लीगा के सीईओ ने? पता नहीं. Is this even true? Sai says, where is Sai's comment? Sai says desperately need an attacking midfielder. every top four team has one goal scoring. यार ये आप सही बोल रहे हो, ये जेरार्ड ने भी बोला था आफ्टर द चैंपियंस लीग फाइनल, तो काफी मतलब बड़ी बात है. एंड आई थिंक वी विल गो फॉर समवन लाइक दैट. थोड़ा सा मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि फैबियो कार्वालियो, we might look to develop him into that role. And even though I think we will make some signings in that particular area. Vinny says, Nidhi bhai, your generation is lucky. We guys have to bear बादशाह टूनी. नहीं यार देख विनी, हैं यार और भी बहुत अच्छे अच्छे सिंगर हैं जिनको तुम सुन सकते हो. और मतलब बढ़िया है. By De Jong said he's not leaving and Depay is staying. Xavi releasing Lenglet, another player for fan. यार देखो पता नहीं यार, मतलब I honestly am not tuned into so much of La Liga news. तो मतलब ये आप शायद किसी बारसा या किसी ला लीगा चैनल पे यू विल बी एबल टू, मतलब आप पूछोगे तो ज्यादा अच्छा आंसर होगा. शौनक इज आस्किंग भैया इटली और अर्जेंटीना टुडे. I would want to see Argentina win, personally. But यार पता है मेरे लिए ना इंटरनेशनल फुटबॉल इज द परफेक्ट थिंग बिकॉज उसमें ना इमोशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट उतना ज़्यादा नहीं है, and I'm able to watch high quality football without being that emotionally invested. So it's like eating your favorite ice cream without the calories. तो मेरे को उतना कुछ नहीं है, but I would want to see Argentina win because it's good to see South American sides win things. Okay. Um, can we buy Harry Kane or Darwin Nunes? Harry Kane, no. I don't think there is any chance we can go for Harry Kane. Darwin Nunes, maybe, depending on how the. First of all, we have to wait for Mane ka situation, Salah ka situation, and then we can do, right. Okay. तो यार देखो हैरी केन तो नो चांस यार. दिस गाय वोंट सेल टू अस. You have Daniel Levy, one of the most tough negotiators in world football. तो नहीं मतलब हैरी केन तो चांस ही नहीं है यार. एंड वो अभी चैंपियंस लीग मिला है. दे हैव कॉन्टे, वो भी क्यों छोड़ के जाएगा यार. तो वो भी सोचो ना, इज लव्ड एट टॉटनम. सिटी की बात चल रही थी बट एट दैट टाइम दे डिडंट हैव चैंपियंस लीग. अभी दे हैव अ ग्रेट मैनेजर, दे हैव चैंपियंस लीग, तो वो भी क्यों छोड़ के जाएगा. Same answer, yeah, Ronak. Same answer. Like I said, I would love to see. I would love to see Heung-min Son. I'm a huge Heung-min Son fan, but अभी नहीं होने वाला है, right? यार और 2-3 मिनट में we will close this live. मैंने आधा घंटा सोचा था के बारे में बात करके थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया. तो मतलब last few questions I'll take and then we will close this. We will do a long one. We will do a longer chat about Sadio Mane and his possible replacements, and we will talk about it. But आज के लिए because मानस भी नहीं है, तो हम इतना ही बात करेंगे. Manav is asking, Nidhi Bhaiya, need an honest answer here. Were Pep and Klopp both unlucky that City and Liverpool were wasteful in finishing in the semis and final? भाई अनलकी नहीं थे यार. कुर्तुआ वाज मतलब वो कुछ अलग जड़ी बूटी खा के आ गया था. मतलब अगर इफ आई टॉक अबाउट अस, एंड मतलब बहुत ही अच्छा खेला कुर्तुआ. मतलब अलग लेवल पे खेल रहा था यार. तो क्या कर सकते हैं हम लोग. ऑनेस्टली वी कैन जस्ट गिव हिम क्रेडिट टू फॉर दैट. सिटी, आई थिंक सिटी ने वो सब्स्टिट्यूशंस पेप के थोड़े, ऐसा मुझे लगता है, आई थिंक सब्स्टिट्यूशंस पेप के थोड़े गलत हो गए. उसने थोड़ा लाइटली नहीं बोलूंगा मैं, मगर एक पर्टिकुलर रिदम में खेल रही थी सिटी और वो रिदम टूट गया विद दैट सब्स्टिट्यूशंस. एंड देन मैड्रिड बीइंग मैड्रिड, दे डिड व्हाट दे डिड, राइट. सो unlucky nahi. I think that but honestly in the Champions League I felt that we should have gotten something more from the midfield. I'm not talking about goals, but I think we should have got a more some more inputs from the midfield. That's what I feel. तो अनलकी तो नहीं बोलूंगा यार मैं. निधि भैया, वेयर इज योर सेकंड लव? माय सेकंड लव इज राइट हियर ब्रदर. थोड़ा सा मेरा काम इस हफ्ता, अभी मैं कल ऑफिस जा रहा हूँ, थोड़ा सा इस हफ्ते मेरा काम हल्का है, तो इसलिए देखो मैसेज आ गया आपके बोलते ही. थोड़ा सा मेरा काम इस हफ्ते हल्का था, तो थोड़ा आराम था. ऑल राइट. Okay, Sahil is asking, Nidhi bro, I have always observed Klopp is always salty in defeat. Do you agree? देखो यार, Klopp does not like losing. Neither does Pep. Neither does neither did Alex Ferguson. No, but that is what puts them in that category, right? A lot of people, what they're doing is that they're taking a little bit of Klopp's comments, and they're building their entire perspective around it. क्लॉप, अगर आप मेरे ट्विटर फीड पे भी देखोगे, तो उसने क्लॉप ने बहुत क्लियरली बोला है कि इफ यू लूज अ गेम 1-0, यू आर नॉट गुड इनफ. ही इज क्लियरली सेड दैट. I agree with your point that sometimes Klopp, after losing, he will say something which is not, which will sound jarring to someone who's not tuned in. But पता है ये Mourinho भी करता था, and this is a tactic to take the focus away from the team, from your team. वो होता है. Having said so, it's a fair point. Klopp does not like losing, and I would not like Klopp to be on anyone that he's not. If you look at any manager that has been successful, Sir Alex, Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, Klopp, none of these players take defeat well, and that's fine. There are a lot of players at a top position, and even so, Klopp said that we were not good enough. उससे ज़्यादा वो क्या बोलेगा? तो it can sound salty, especially if you're looking at it from outside, and that's fine. That's how I would take it. Guys, so we will close the live in the next minute. Okay. So thank you so much for whoever tuned in. मतलब अभी just to summarize the discussion in here, what is साला और माने का. देखो, माने का probability ज़्यादा है कि वो शायद छोड़ के चला जाए, and we have to be ready for that eventuality, because however good the player is, however however emotionally attached we are, right? At some point players will move on, and we have to accept that, right? कहाँ से भी आप प्लेयर्स देख लो यार. अगर आप रियल मैड्रिड फैन हो, राहुल गया छोड़ के. अगर आप लिवरपूल फैन हो, जेरार्ड छोड़ के गया. तो प्लेयर्स will move on at some point, so we have to understand that. The important thing is that we replace them well, and we are able to continue this journey. The most important point is that we have Jurgen Klopp, who's already signed a contract. So that's the best news that you could hope for. So that's the most important thing. All right. Thank you. I usually don't know how to react to that. Sayed says, please book your hotel at Istanbul. यार क्लॉप ने बोला है तो कुछ ना कुछ करना पड़ेगा. बट बंद करते हैं यार. It's longer than what we expected. So thank you so much whoever tuned in. We will do a longer one video or live about talking specifically about certain players, and we will get people who are better at analysis and all that. तो ज़्यादा मजा आएगा. But thank you for tuning in, everyone. Please have a good night and up the fucking heads.